One thing we definitely wanted to put in here for this week, as it just got started, it was supposed to get going last year. So when we started this podcast, this is when this was supposed to be going on. The Euro 2020s, now in 2021. I'm sure for licensing and contract obligations, they have to call it Euro 2020. But yeah, it's supposed to be every 4 years. But the Euros have begun. Obviously, getting over to the soccer now. Everyone has played a game. ESPN really does this kind of weird. So I'm just going to break it down by the table because they kind of schedule this weird. So in Group A, you had Italy. They won their game over Turkey 3-0 to get things kicked off in the entire tournament, with Wales and Switzerland tying. The team I am rooting for, I'm going for Belgium. I want them to take it home. I like some of their players, and they've been borderline. They were so close 4 years ago. They were in the semifinals and lost. And then in the World Cup in 2018, they were the third place team. They lost again in the semifinals to go to the championship. So I think this is finally the year they break through. One of my favorite players, Kevin De Bruyne, plays for them. So I'm rooting for them. They're in Group B. They currently lead after their victory over Russia. And they are also deadlocked with Finland, who took down Denmark. Also, big shout out to Christian Eriksen. I don't know if you guys have heard. Obviously, he collapsed in the middle of playing their game last week. Was on the field, I think they said unconscious for about 20 minutes or so. They were finally able to basically kind of revive his heart live on the field and transport him to the nearest hospital, where he's doing a lot better now. So definitely prayers with him and his family. Glad that he was able to, one, be breathing, two, to be able to respond and talk and be with his teammates, or at least communicate with his teammates. So I'm glad they were able to finish the game. I disagree with the decision to make them finish the game the same day, but nonetheless, I'm glad they were able to get the game in. So more on that later. But just to kind of round out everything else for just the main teams, as you hear all the time, England, of course, the team Toby's going for. They are sharing the top spot of Group D with the Czech Republic. As both of those, they both got wins. England beating Croatia, the team that was the runner-up in the last World Cup, and then the Czech Republic beating Scotland. Spain, a normal powerhouse, they drew with Sweden, so that was very unconventional for them. They were looking to take the full 3 points there. Currently, Slovakia leads that group. That is so random. And then in Group F, which is the group of death, Portugal getting a big win today over Hungary. Big time contribution from Cristiano Ronaldo with his brace, and they win in that game 3-0. And then France getting a win over Germany by an own goal was the only thing that separated those two teams. So those are just a little updates for the powerhouse. Anybody else you're rooting for? Anything else you want to add before we move on from the Euros? I know this is a little different from what we normally do here.
It is, and there's a whole lot to cover. Really, you could say something about every game.
Yeah.
But Cristiano Ronaldo, I know the tournament is very, very young. The Euros have not been going on quite like the World Cup. But Cristiano Ronaldo, the Euro goal leader now, all time, as he scored 2 today. They were in danger of not even scoring in this game. Then they scored 3 goals in the final 6 minutes. So
that's how it goes.
Very good end to an otherwise very frustrating day for Portugal. Germany, France. Germany. I don't know what to say. You played them tough. France is the team that I feel like everybody kind of deep down thinks is going to win it. They're the most talented on paper. They're the reigning World Cup champions. They're just the best that there is right now. And the fact that Germany controlled possession, controlled the game, really is besides an own goal. It's good and bad. No creativity in the final third. But, you hung in there. You only lost by 1 in a group where goal differential is going to be the big thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to drop the game, better to do it 1-0 than 4-1 or 3-0 like Hungary.
And how this tournament works is the top 2 teams in each group advance. So there are, how many groups are there? I believe there's
6.
There's 6 groups. Yeah. 6 groups. So the top 12 teams, top 2 teams in each group. And then they take the 4 best third place teams. So and that's based on points and goal differential. So losing by a lot. So Hungary being down 3-0, pretty much, I mean, they were already in the group of death, but that pretty much doomed them. Because you already have 3 goals to make up, in addition to having the most points out of the third place teams. So, definitely how much you lose by, if you are going to lose, is definitely a huge incentive to continue to play, even if the game's kind of, out of hand, or you're probably not going to make up the goals. Continue to score and trying to score, or eliminate the other team from scoring more, is a huge incentive. And we've seen it because Portugal won the last one after being a third place team. They were, I think, the 4th third place team to get in and end up winning the entire tournament. So we literally have seen it work. And so, yeah, that's definitely a huge addition that they added just last tournament. So, yeah, definitely look out for that. So if you're in third, you're not doomed, but you need to have a decent amount of points, and you can't be getting killed out there like Hungary did today. So, but yeah, that'll end it for our Euro talk. Quick little shout out over to what's going on in Copa America. My boy, Lionel Messi, he's, again, I mean, new tournament, same thing. Argentina, all talent all over the place, can't get it done. They're only 1 game in, but they drew with Chile in their group. And I mean, we'll see how things go there. I have zero faith in them. I think they'll make it out of their group. But other than that, honestly, what Argentina will do is probably make the final and then lose. That's what they normally do. So they'll get them there and then they'll take off. So they'll stop playing well. But we'll see. It hasn't happened yet, so we got to give them time first.
Right.
Let me not murder them yet. They only played 1 game, and Chile is actually pretty good, so it wasn't like they played a scrub.
Yeah, I think they did play the 3rd best team in their group to start, so they got one of those out of the way. Yeah. The teams that I'm cheering for, I picked 2 Copa teams to cheer for. One that's, an actual threat to win it, and one that's probably not a threat to win it, but is there and having fun. Uruguay and Peru not gotten started yet. Brazil, they're the other big horse, the big front runner in Copa. They demolished Venezuela 3-0. I do not see them having any problems in their group whatsoever. Maybe Colombia, but they moved this tournament from Argentina to Brazil because Argentina was still having some COVID issues. So they've moved this tournament. And if it comes down, and I don't know how it doesn't come down to this more often, I always feel like it's somebody random in either Brazil or Argentina. But if this year it comes down to Brazil and Argentina, be ready for some more fan what is you doings and Creed moments on the podcast. Yeah. If those 2 teams happen to meet for the title down there, after Argentina was stripped of the chance to host, and it was given to Brazil, who is 1 country away and their biggest rival.
Yeah, countries that are not big fans of each other, at least soccer-wise.
Probably beyond soccer too. Yeah. I don't want to speak for them, but like,
I'd imagine so.
I'd have to imagine that there's a lot of just general, I've got beef with that guy. It's like us cheering against the Canadian teams in the NHL, it's like, can't stand those guys.
Well, right now, if we're keeping in terms of soccer, Mexico, based on how they acted.
Oh, well, yeah, Mexico. Yeah, and I guess we do have, not our people, but our leaders, I guess, have some ongoing troubles with them.
Yeah.
Political. we're not getting into that. You know,
No.
our beef is best saved with hockey and Miracle on Ice. You know, we don't like the Soviet Union. R.I.P. to them. We're not about the politics over here. If a miracle type situation does occur, we'll be on it, but from the lens of sports, not from the lens of politics.
Well summed up.